Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into the story of Jiang Ziya.
Right, the legendary figure from Investiture of the Gods, the Fengshen Yanyi.
Exactly. We've pulled together some, key accounts about him, the goal, really figure out why he's still such a fascinating character.
And his start is definitely unexpected. Not your typical hero's journey opening.
No kidding. So he was born into, well, fairly humble circumstances.
Uh-huh. And he tried the whole civil service exam route, apparently failing quite a few times.
Which must have been frustrating. But then he takes this sharp turn, right? Late in life.
Yeah, remarkably late.
Mhm.
He heads off to Kunlun Mountain, becomes a Taoist disciple, studies under Yuanshi
A
Tianzong.
major deity. So imagine years of study not working out, then this spiritual path.
But he doesn't stay there forever. Yuanshi Tianzun basically tells him, look, you're actually destined for success down in the mortal world.
Even though he's reportedly 72 years old at this point.
Right. It makes you think about fate, destiny,
Right.
how things unfold.
It really does. And this leads to maybe his most famous image, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. The fishing. On the Wei River.
With a straight hook. Or some say no bait at all.
Exactly. The whole idea being, those who are willing will come to me. It's very symbolic.
What was it about that, do you think, that caught the attention of Ji Chang, the Marquis of the West?
Well, Ji Chang, who becomes King Wen of Zhou, was known for his wisdom. He could spot talent, maybe saw this as a sign of profound patience or strategy, or someone waiting for the right moment, the right master.
Someone who doesn't need to chase opportunity but attracts it.
Precisely. And Ji Chang recognized that potential, appointing him Grand Tutor.
Which was a huge deal. This appointment was pivotal.
Absolutely pivotal. Jiang Ziya's advice, his strategy, helped strengthen the Zhou state immensely, laying the groundwork, really.
Groundwork for eventually overthrowing the Shang dynasty.
Which brings us to the Fengshen War, the big one.
And Jiang Ziya is appointed commander-in-chief, leading the Zhou against the tyrant King Zhu of Shang.
But it wasn't just human armies clashing, was it? The novel depicts battles involving gods, immortals, demons.
Right, a whole supernatural dimension. How did Jiang Ziya navigate that as a leader?
Well, through his wisdom, his strategic mind, and critically, his unwavering belief in their cause being just. Plus, he had the backing of his own master and other righteous immortals from the Chan sect.
So despite setbacks, he holds it together.
He does. Facing incredible magical powers, powerful enemies from the Jian sect, the Shang forces, his leadership and that divine support ultimately leads to victory.
A huge victory. And after the fall of the Shang, there's another major task for him.
Yes, the God Investiture ceremony. The Gaudian Vechen Ancient Dadian.
What was the purpose of that? It sounds quite grand.
It was essential. Under Yuanshi Tianzun's mandate, Jiang Ziya had to assign divine positions to the spirits of those who died in the war. On both sides, actually, based on their actions and destiny.
So creating a kind of celestial bureaucracy.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Establishing this pantheon of 365 deities, the famous investiture list. It was about restoring cosmic balance, appeasing spirits, ensuring peace across the realms. A monumental undertaking.
Wow. So after leading a war, installing a new dynasty, and organizing the heavens, what's left? Does he just retire?
The story goes he relinquished his official posts, yeah?
Yeah.
Lived in seclusion, some say near the platform where he conducted the investiture.
But his influence didn't just stop there. He becomes this huge figure in folklore.
Oh, absolutely. He transforms into Grand Duke Jiang, Jiang Taigong, or Taigong Wang. He's revered as the master strategist.
And more than that, right? I've heard he's seen as a sort of protective deity.
Yes, even worshipped as a wealth god in some places.
Yeah.
And a martial saint. There's that saying, Taigong is here, all things inauspicious are avoided. You still find temples dedicated to him.
It's amazing. From failed scholar to Taoist adept to military genius, divine administrator, and finally, a folk god.
It really covers the spectrum, doesn't it? A testament to perseverance, maybe? Or how destiny and individual action can weave together in really complex ways.
So wrapping this up, his journey is just packed with these incredible terms.
It truly is. And maybe the thought to leave with is this. How does a figure like Jiang Ziya, who sits right at that fascinating line between, maybe some historical basis and full-blown mythology, continue to resonate so strongly today? What lessons about leadership, about strategy, or even just about the power of belief and patience can we still take from his story centuries later?